Audio check. Hello and welcome. You're watching Morning Markets on Money9. I'm Sakshi, Batra, and this is where we get you all the key updates of how should you be really trading in the markets today, what all is in store for all of us in today's trading session. Now, yesterday's handover was quite positive. We did see positive closing for the Indian markets. We are also going to be talking about how the indications are coming in from the global markets as well. But actually, if you see the Indian stock indices with over 1% of gains towards close, were actually one of the outperformers in the global indices as well. We actually saw the Sensex inch up higher at 0.9% yesterday towards close with 447 points of gain. Also, the Nifty 50 ended just shy of 15,000 levels, but up about 157 points in trade, over 1% of gains for the Nifty 50 as well. The Nifty Bank, however, was mild performer in yesterday's trading session, but it did manage to cover most of the shorts towards the last half an hour of trade, and we did see the Nifty Bank also end up in the green with 0.35% of gains. That's an addition of 123 points as well at about 35,419 levels in yesterday's trading session. अगर आप ब्रॉडर मार्केट्स की परफॉर्मेंस को देखेंगे तो यहां पर आउट परफॉर्मेंस नजर आया कल के ट्रेडिंग सेशन में। दोनों ही मिड कैप और स्मॉल कैप इंडाइसेस में काफी बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंस था। 1.5% तक का मूव यहां पर देखने को मिला। तो किसी भी तरीके की सॉफ्टनेस हमें ब्रॉडर मार्केट स्पेस में तो कल नहीं नजर आई, लेकिन ओवरऑल अगर आप देखेंगे तो फॉर द सेकंड कंसेक्यूटिव डे हमने डेफिनेटली ग्रीन में ही क्लोजिंग देखी है इंडियन मार्केट्स की आफ्टर लास्ट वीक्स फ्राइडेज फ्राइटनिंग सेशन दैट वी हैड सीन, बट द बुल्स आर slowly coming back on track as well. Moving on to find out what kind of a cues are we getting from the global markets. Now, you actually saw that in yesterday's trading session. Before that, we actually saw the US markets, give one of the best trading day gains in the year of 2021. But again, overnight, we have seen some kind of a retreatment on all the indices of the Wall Street. There was softness in Dow Jones at about 0.5% loss. 31,391 was the closing level for Dow Jones. The S&P 500 also closed with 0.8% of losses, and the Nasdaq underperformed the Wall Street yesterday with 1.7% of loss. Most of the stocks from the tech space did lead to the losses on Wall Street, but we'll just have to see whether the momentum definitely picks up again or not, because right now, if you see, the Dow futures are again indicating positive beginning for what will happen tonight in the US markets as well. Moving on to find out how the Asian markets are trading. So that's a bit of green and a happy screen that you can see. Shanghai Composite up about 1% in trade, 1.68% of gain for the Hang Seng Index. 29,584 is the level at which it is trading at. Nikkei 225 also up about 0.28%. So the Asian markets are shrugging off any kind of blues, and they are trading in the green at the moment as well. Moving on to the Singaporean Nifty Index, which is indicating a gap up start for the Indian markets again for the third day. So over 15,000 is what we can actually, hope to see the Nifty trading with these opening gains of about 22 points. That's a mild positive, but again, a gap up opening for the Indian markets in today's trading session for sure. Moving on to find out how the money markets are performing, and you can actually see 73.36 against the dollar is what the rupee is trading at, and with the gains of about 0.25% in in current trade as well. So we'll just have to see whether the strength continues or there is going to be some kind of hurdles that we can expect to see in this week again. Moving on to the oil markets check. Now remember, there was some bit of softness in yesterday's trading session, and there has been an anticipation ahead of the OPEC meet on March 4th as to whether the oil producers will take a decision to increase the production that is likely to again increase the supplies of crude oil, and thereby putting some more pressure on the oil prices as well. But right now, if you see 0.33% of an uptick is seen on the Brent crude prices, $62.91 to the barrel. The WTI crude also is trading with 0.23% gains. That's just under $60 to the barrel at the current moment in time. Moving on to now the stocks that will be extremely important for all of us to watch out for. The telecom stocks and this sector is going to be definitely important to watch out for. We have seen the conclusion of the 2-day spectrum auction that the government had launched. You can actually see Bharti Airtel has acquired 355 megahertz of spectrum at about 18,698 crore rupees. So there was an uptick in yesterday's trading session. You can further see an uptick in today's movement as well. Moving on to another stock that you need to watch out for, Jaiprakash Power Ventures. That's an important stock to track because the company has approved the disinvestment of 74% shareholding in its joint venture with Power Grid. That's JP Power Grid. So again, some movement in both the stocks. So Power Grid and Jaiprakash Power Ventures, both of them can be expected. Moving on to Reliance Industries. Again, this will be a counter to watch out for because of the telecom spectrum auctions. In fact, Reliance Jio has acquired 488 megahertz of spectrum, and that's for 57,122 crore rupees. This has emerged as the highest bidder for this telecom spectrum auction. Most of the 50% of the auction has actually gone into Reliance Industries kitty this time around. Another stock that you need to keep an eye out on will be from the auto ancillary space, Motherson Sumi Systems. 0.5% gain for this stock in yesterday's trading session. Now, CRISIL has reaffirmed the long-term credit rating as AA plus and revised outlook from negative to stable. So again, a positive news for Motherson Sumi may again provide some bit more trigger that is likely to lead further through the stock movement in the green in today's trading session. So Ruchi Soya Industries, you need to watch this stock because the promoter Patanjali Ayurveda has created a pledge on 48.17% stake. Further downticks can actually be seen on this stock. Moving on to Vodafone Idea, again another stock from the telecom space. You can actually see Vodafone Idea acquire about 11.8 megahertz of spectrum for 1993 odd crore rupees. So the lowest bidder out there, but at least there could be some movement on the positive side for this counter for sure. Now moving on to the primary space, there's going to be buzz again here today because Mdar Technologies issue will actually open for subscription today. The company is going to be raising 179 crore rupees. It has already raised 179 crore rupees from 15 anchor investors already. The IPO issue will close on March 5th. And remember, that Mdar Technologies as a company is going to be raising 560 crore rupees from this IPO. The price band is 574 rupees to 575 rupees per share. And for the IPO, this 560 crore rupees IPO will also comprise of a fresh issue of 21.5 lakh shares and an OFS of about 82.2 crore shares as well. And it is the leading precision engineering solutions company with a presence in nuclear, defense and space and clean energy sectors as well. So anybody who's looking forward to buy a stock in this space must keep an eye out on this one. But what are the top brokerage houses really recommending on this IPO? Should you go for it? Should you subscribe to it or not? You can definitely get all those details on our website money9.com as well. Moving on to the stock recommendations of the day, we've got the first recommendation from Milan Vaishnav from Gemstone Equity Research. He bets on City Union Bank. And there's a buy call on this stock. There was an uptick of about 4% yesterday. The stop loss you need to keep on the stock would be 170 and a target price of 185. Another stock that he's keeping an eye out on is Reliance Industries. There's a further upside that he expects on the stock up over 2180 rupees as the target price. A stop loss that you need to maintain on the stock would be 2060. Again, जो अगला स्टॉक है जो आपको ध्यान में रखना है वो मिलन वैष्णव की तरफ से ही है. टाटा स्टील पे उनका शॉर्ट यहाँ पर कॉल है जहाँ पर आप बेचकर चल सकते हैं. स्टॉप लॉस ऊपर में आप रखिए 755 रुपए का और 685 का आपको टारगेट प्राइस नीचे में देखने को मिल सकता है. यहाँ पर थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग की उम्मीद लगा रहे हैं मिलन वैष्णव. आगे बढ़ते हैं और देखते हैं कि अगला स्टॉक कौन सा है. अगर आप देखेंगे तो दो और स्टॉक्स हमारे पास आए हैं. अगर आप मानस जायसवाल की तरफ से भी कॉल्स आए थे, पर उसके पहले हम देख लेते हैं कि और कौन कौन से फैक्टर्स होंगे इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रैक करने के लिए इस पूरे हफ्ते में. तो अब आपको देखना है कि डेफिनेटली कल यानी कि मार्च 4 को एक ओपेक की बैठक होनी है जहां से ये पता चलेगा कि ऑयल प्राइसेस अब किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ते हुए नजर आ सकते हैं. साथ ही एफआईआई फ्लोज पर भी आपको नजर रखनी होगी. कल के ट्रेडिंग सेशन में अच्छी बाइंग हमने देखी थी. मंडे के ट्रेडिंग सेशन में डेफिनेटली शॉर्ट कवरिंग थी. फ्राइडे के सेशन में फॉरेन आउटफ्लोज काफी ज्यादा देखने को मिले थे. लेकिन अगर आप अब देखेंगे तो काफी आगे बढ़ते हुए देखना है कि कितना लिक्विडिटी सपोर्ट जो है वो फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स की तरफ से मिलता हुआ नजर आ सकता है. ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स इंडिकेटर्स होंगे जो कि आपको ट्रैक करने हैं, जिसकी वजह से ये तय होगा कि आगे जाते हुए मार्केट्स की स्ट्रैटेजी क्या हो सकती है। तो चलिए इसी के साथ इस खास शो को यहीं समेटते हैं, लेकिन आगे जाते हुए मार्केट का कवरेज पूरी तरीके से मनी 9 पर जारी रहेगा। मार्केट के ओपनिंग एक्शन के लिए भी आप बने रहिए मनी 9 के साथ।